Hey friends, I'm Savannah. I'm a pre-law student. Let me tell you what I learned in school today. We talked all about a female Alabama serial killer named Judith Neely. I will tell you that when I first heard this, I kind of assumed it would be, for lack of a better phrase, I don't know, less brutal, maybe. That is not the case. It was actually particularly brutal and ended with a twist that no one saw coming. So here we go. She was born Judith Ann Adams in Murfreesboro, Tennessee on June 7th, 1964. She had a pretty decent, if not maybe better than decent, childhood until her father died in a drunk driving motorcycle accident when she was 9. She considered herself a daddy's girl and was absolutely devastated after he died. After his passing, she was raised primarily by her mother, who was understandably struggling financially and emotionally. Her mother worked long hours, and Judith spent much of her adolescence unsupervised. According to psychiatric evaluations, she was emotionally immature, easily influenced, and deeply dependent on others for validation. She dropped out of school in her early teens, and she was just 15 years old when she met Alvin Neely, who was 26 and also married with kids and also already an ex-con. He immediately fell for Judith, and apparently the feeling was mutual, except she was a child, and that's gross, and it should have been criminal. But evidently, you used to be able to get married in Georgia at 16, so they waited a short time until she turned 16, and then they ran off and got married. I feel like everybody already understands how screwed up that part of the story is, so I guess I will just acknowledge it, and we will move on. They eloped in 1980, and Judith got pregnant very quickly, still at just 16 years old. They started committing crimes almost immediately within just months of marrying. They committed armed robberies, car thefts, check fraud. In the fall of 1980, Judith was arrested for trying to pass off a stolen check the day after they had committed an armed robbery. She was sent to the Rome Youth Development Center in Rome, Georgia. Only 2 days later, Judith gave birth to twins, and Alvin's mother was given custody, as Alvin was also arrested and charged with a variety of crimes in connection to the robbery and check fraud. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Since the two were detained in separate correctional facilities, they would communicate primarily through letters, and Judith frequently described being essayed at the center by the staff. They both vowed revenge when they were released. Judith was released from the youth facility near the end of 1981. She stayed with Alvin's parents and the couple's children, and Alvin was released from prison just a few months later in the spring of 1982. As you may can imagine, trouble was definitely a brewing. And this is where we will pick up tomorrow with part 2. Make sure you are following me to see it, and if you want me to alert you when it's up, just leave a comment, and I'll be glad to do that for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful evening.